Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Saturday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the Los Angeles Lakers were in action again yesterday on Friday night, going up against none other than the northern rivals of the Sacramento Kings. And of course, they were without the services of one LeBron James, who we all know is dealing with that strained groin issue that he is going with. They said he's day to day. This is something that I don't think he should rush coming back, because if you come back and you're not prepared and you injure it worse, then you're going to be looking for you're going to be looking at being out for a extended period of time. And that's something that I'm sure that the Lakers, as well as LeBron James, would like for him to avoid. Now, we're going to get into the action in just a minute, but I did want to say that, LeBron James was in shoot-arounds. He was on hand last night. He did get some shots up, but he didn't really do anything that overexerted himself. So I think that is a good sign that he's even on the court, just taking shots, just keeping himself, I guess, in a shooting rhythm, so to speak, because it looks like he had found that shooting rhythm the other night when he dropped them dirty 30. But at the end of the day, that it still wasn't enough for them to come away victorious. So now let's just get more into the game with the Lakers at home last night, taking on the Sacramento Kings. And I got a lot to get into, man, but I don't know if all of you who saw the game, I won't go into the intricate details, but it's just a few things that I definitely want to hit on concerning the Lakers. And, I'm not here to make excuses, but we all know the Lakers, of course, cannot buy a break. You would imagine that last night in a close game like that, if they would have had LeBron James, that it would have been a lot better, because they would have had some more offensive fireworks. But at the end of the day, whether one day they missing LeBron James, then a couple of games they missing Pat Bear, then of course they missing Lonnie Walker, of course Dennis Schroeder hadn't played in the games, Thomas Bryant, who was expected to be a key contributor as far as being a rim protector and allowing AD to play in that 4 spot where he can be able to roam and play defense, that's not there for them. So I would still like to see the Lakers fully healthy, man. It's just, I know it's 70 more games to go, but when you down and out, that was a game that they needed to win last night. And quite frankly, it was upsetting, because I think there was a game that they should have won last night. And the main thing that gave it away, of course, the Lakers came out looking good in the first and second quarters, and for once they was about to go into halftime with a lead, and they did end up going to halftime with a lead, but they was going to go into halftime with the largest lead that they've had, which it was going to be a lead of about 13 points, because they was up by 13 with like a minute and 50 seconds to go. But of course, the lead was only 4 because of some boneheaded plays, a couple of turnovers. Westbrook had a turnover, and then of course he had a tech. Looking at this guy doing the rock the baby, just doing the most or whatever. Caught him a tech right there, and then of course he comes down and he gets a take foul. So that's something that the league, I don't know if you all know, but it's been something that's been implemented into the NBA this year. Take foul. It's not a clear path, so to speak, because you could be in any position on the floor, especially you just doing a stupid little foul real quick to stop a fast break. I kind of like the rule, but I seen in other games, I forget the game I was watching the other day, where a foul was deemed not to be a take foul because they said he was going for the ball, but I think it needs to be a clear definition of that. Like, if it's a take foul, I don't care if you're going for the ball, it's still a take foul. The purpose of the rule is for you to get your ass back down there on defense, and you reaching in, swiping for the ball real quick. It's not that action. That's still a take foul. So I don't understand the officiating consistency on that. In the Lakers games, it seems like it's been pretty consistent, but in just some of the other games that I watch, on a night in and night out basis, it doesn't seem that is the case. But anyway, back to the game, that stretch right there when they was up by 13 but only ended up being up by 4, you knew the Lakers were going to be in trouble, because all year, of course, they had bad third quarters. And it's like, okay, even if they were up by 13 and had a bad third quarter, then they probably still would be up going into the fourth, but of course the Lakers did have a bad third quarter, but luckily it wasn't as bad as it's been, and they still kept it pretty close going into the fourth quarter. And I like, one of the bright spots of the game to me is that of Doug Christie, the rookie. The rookie doesn't seem to be afraid. It seemed like he got a quick trigger. You saw him last night and didn't see Matt Ryan at all, because I think Matt Ryan, I won't say, of course, I'm not saying Doug Christie can play good defense, but at the end of the day, I think coaches is trying to give other players opportunities. And of course, Matt Ryan played more of that 3 spot, where Christie was really playing more of that 2 spot, and he looked good in that backcourt because he was able to rotate on defense. He wasn't a slouch. And the Lakers, for the most part, played good defense last night. Austin Reed played great defense up until the end, to where they was, getting caught off action and on De'Aaron Fox. And De'Aaron Fox looked like the second coming of Michael Jordan down the stretch, which ultimately won in the game. But, at the start of the fourth quarter, first I want to give mad props out to Wayne and Gabriel. I want to give props out to Wayne and Gabriel because the start of the fourth quarter, man, they had some action to go. Him and Westbrook, some pick and roll action several times, in which Wayne Gabriel scored 3 possessions in a row. And of course, Wayne Gabriel was giving you energy all night long, getting extra loose balls, always being the first one to the balls, getting tip putbacks. Whether it was taking charges or whatever he was playing good straight up defense on some bonus at times. I mean, Wayne and Gabriel, I like the fact that him and Anthony Davis started together. I think that's something they should explore when LeBron comes back, and let LeBron play more of that 3 spot and give that Wayne and Gabriel the 4 and let AD play the 5, because that could be interchangeable for Wayne and AD, because AD could of course play defense on the 5 if need be, but then play more of an offense on the 4. But I would rather see him playing defense on the 4 side, because that gives him more opportunity to roam and help and get to the weak side and close out on shooters with his length, which is be a great thing for the Lakers. And Anthony Davis, even though he's under the weather and was battling that flu bug, he actually looked great last night for the most part, on his assignment, even though Sabonis did take advantage of him a couple times. But Sabonis is a great player. But at the end of the day, AD on the defensive end was everywhere, and he's been looking good. And I've been saying he's, so far this season been a top 7 or 8 defender in the league as far as what he's been able to do. But in that 4 spot, he'll be a lot better. But anyway, Ham ends up taking out Gabriel and, puts in a lineup with Anthony Davis. And then down the stretch, I don't understand why he had Pat Bev. I think it was Pat Bev, Russell Westbrook, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, and Anthony Davis was the lineup, right? And, because of, he had Austin Reeves more playing in that 3, but he kept getting, caught on switches. And then you would get De'Aaron Fox, who was just pretty much taking advantage over anybody. I mean, even AD got him on a switch on a couple of times, and AD is a great defender, even on smaller guards, and he had a hand up, but it wasn't deterring De'Aaron Fox, who had 0 points in the first quarter, by the way, where the Lakers was doing a mighty good job, but he just happened to catch on fire. But it's not really else other than Fox, and maybe Sabonis, who can catch fire on their team. It's not really anybody who can do so. And I'm just like, how did they allow this? How could you not get the ball out of De'Aaron Fox's hands? And the thing about it is, they should have not even had Pat Bev in the game if Pat Bev wasn't going to be the one that was had a specific defensive assignment, because it looks like for the most part that Pat Bev was not assigned to De'Aaron Fox. And if he was getting caught on the switches. In most cases where I saw him defending him straight up, he was getting caught on switches every time instead of being able to fight through the screen and stay glued to him by the hip. But, and just even those shots, at one point Russell Westbrook got played by De'Aaron Fox so bad, he just blew right by him and hit the floater. I don't know what was going on with the defensive assignment there. That was a poor job by Russell Westbrook on that occasion on defense. Russell Westbrook, though, I will say, I'm not trying to make him shoulder the blame for this loss, because he was like 5 out of 9 on threes, or 4 out of 9, or something of that nature. He was decent from 3-point land, even at one point at the end of the game where he hit a 3 and the Lakers actually took the lead by 2, because I think they was down by 1, and then he hit the 3 because he put it in Anthony Davis, which the Kings were doing a great job of double teaming Anthony Davis. As soon as he got the ball, they was on him, they was fronting him, they would not. They said, you know what, down crunch time, we're not going to let Anthony Davis beat us. So they came with the double. Of course, Westbrook was wide open, at close to the top of the key on that corner, and they kicked, and AD kicked it back out to him, and it was money. Russell Westbrook hit it. They go up by 2. I'm like, oh yeah, they about to win. So next thing you know, the Lakers come back down, and this is what I was kind of upset with Darvin Ham, because they had 2 timeouts. It's a minute and 40 seconds left. The Lakers was up by 2 after Russell Westbrook hit that 3. So then when they come back down, Russell Westbrook, when they come back down the court, Harrison Barnes, y'all know what I'm talking about, used to play for Golden State. They give him a bailout foul, which was bogus. Westbrook played great defense to the total end of the play, and as he makes his move to the basket, he doesn't reach in. It's all body. He's moving his feet. He doesn't even barely bump him. I mean, it's literally not a foul. The referees call a foul with 1 second left on the clock to bail the Sacramento Kings out and get them an opportunity to go to the free throw line. Of course, they go to the line. They tie the game up with those 2 free throws. And then I'm like, Darvin Ham, you got 2 timeouts. It's a minute and a half. If you might as well just use your challenge. If you lose it, who cares? You only got 1 timeout left. So who cares? You're only going to have 1. That's all you really need in the final minute. You know what I mean? So why hold on to 2? He elected not to challenge. I don't know. I would have challenged it myself, just because it was blatantly not a foul. It was not a foul. I don't know. Somebody please go look at it, see if you can pull it up, rewatch the game. I wish I could show it to you right now. It was not a foul. And then on the next play, Westbrook ends up going to the hole, and he kind of fades away from the basket, and he shoots a jumper, and it's clearly, and I watched it a couple times last night, clearly slapped on the arm, but no foul was called. So at that point, Fox goes back down, scores on Austin Reed with a beautiful high arcing shot, take the lead by 2. And pretty much it was over from this point, because basically the Lakers let the Kings go on an 8-0 run to finish off that quarter. And I'm telling you, the Lakers have not been doing a good job finishing off quarters. They just have not been doing a good job at all, finishing these quarters off. And I want them to do a lot better, because, even the other night, they just, at the end of the quarter, they had mental breakdowns to where they're not, getting the right shots off, But at the end of the day, man, there's a lot more to talk about. We're going to get to it. But as always, man, this your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.